should be that, right?
What's up, athletes and soul freaks? My name is Cam Walton. We are currently waiting on Austin to hop into the chat, but as of right now, we're going to watch from our R44 National eSTOL R44 cam as we get ready and geared up for Heritage eSTOL in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but using the weather live from Virginia Beach, Virginia, at the Military Aviation Museum. In fact, let's get weather going right now. We'll use the trusty ForeFlight so we can get up to date weather. And I want to get nearby weather because I can't seem to find it. All right, so we have VFR conditions, obviously. Winds out at 350 at 11 knots, visibility 6 miles plus. Clouds few 5,000, scattered at 25,000. That's 25,000. And that's going to be good for a little while right now. All right, and actually, looks like we've got weather posted on the big screen here. That's 9 knots from 209, looks like, from our Robinson R44 cam on the struts there, looking at the Aviation Museum, which we unfortunately didn't have the in real life competition there last week. Usually what would happen is we have the normal in real life competition on site, and then the next week we have it in Microsoft Flight Simulator, which would give everyone the opportunity to come in and fly out of Microsoft Flight Simulator no matter where you are in the world. Unfortunately, we got rained out at the last competition, so that has been rescheduled. So we will have the in real life Military Aviation Museum Heritage STOL later on in the season. Should be before Oceana, which is the local big Naval Air Stations air show in September. We will be in September, but not the same week, fortunately for us and them. All right. So we're going to get started here.
I'm gonna have
Pull up my
join you. Just give me a few moments.
Pull up my information, and it sounds like our guest for the day is going to be Kat. Same as last week. Or last competition. It was a joy having her around. I'm very much enjoying having some of our competitors and some special guests in the eSTOL community and eSports community, period, come in and sit next to me virtually. All right. I believe what we're going to be doing is getting the touring class started.
So she's going to join you after her class in the first.
And race control piping in, telling me that Kat will join me after the touring class because she's a competitor right now. So she's actually running. She's going to be flying a Comanche. But we'll get started here in just a moment. with our R44 eSTOL cams going. So what we're waiting on right now is for the touring class to get started. We'll do the pilot intros and talk about their aircraft, and then we'll get to flying here in just a moment. And while we wait, oh, looks like we're here. So right now they are taxiing to their running positions. We'll get the lineup here in just a moment. As our buddy Victor Vosser gets in position. In the Mall M7. Right in front of the booth where I would be with Ryan in real life. And here we go. Heritage Stole, eStole, presented by National Stole. Number 94, Victor Vosser. Number 942, Brown Dog. And those are going to disappear for a moment. We'll get through the pilot names in their aircraft, what they're flying, but we just had Victor Vosser from Poland pull off. Number 942, Brown Dog in the Wilga 80P. Love that livery. That is a custom livery. He is flying out of Southeast Kentucky. Obviously, we are at Virginia Beach in the eSTOL, in the Microsoft Flight Simulator at the Military Aviation Museum. But he's a competitor out of Southeast Kentucky. And while he taxis off, you can get that great view in Microsoft Flight Simulator from the Aviation Museum, which we would be at. I don't know if you're joining us right now for the very first time, but we would have been here last week in real life with National Stole doing the full competition, real planes, real people, everything at the real Aviation Museum. But weather kept us from having the competition, and it is being rescheduled to the first half of September. It was going to be really cool as well because obviously the Military Aviation Museum is host to their own field and flying aircraft. That's why they have the field. So we would have had an Avenger and I believe their Hellcat fly during the demo. And number 80, I have Chad in another Wilga 80P. He is rocking number 80 out of West Kentucky. So he's near Brown Dog. And this is Chad Holsizer. Sorry if I butchered your name, bro. And in the red and black Wilga 35P, the number 123, Mark Hawkins. I'm going to butcher everyone's names today. Mark Hawkins with the custom livery with all the stickers from all the competitions that he's competed at on top of the wing. And then one of our very own hosts, Cat Blue Flame, in the number 69 in the custom livery Comanche. She's going to join me in the booth after she competes, but we do love all of her custom liveries on all the aircraft that she flies. That is pretty snazzy. Would very much enjoy having that on an airplane. All right, here we go. And number 94, Victor Vosser out of Poland in the Mall M7, waiting for the green flag from race control to start off our first takeoff for Heritage Stole 2025 National eSTOL live in Microsoft Flight Simulator at Virginia Beach at the Military Aviation Museum. You can see him giving it a little power and the tail comes up. The Maul is one of those quintessential backcountry aircraft, so that's why you're seeing it right now in the touring class. And here we go, green flag. Victor on the go. A little bit over 200 feet on that takeoff from Victor Vosser in the Maul M7. I'm assuming we're going to see shorter and shorter takeoffs from him as he gets it dialed in, as we like to say. Next up, 942, Brown Dog in the Wilga ADP. On the go, nose into the wind. And we're going to say 180-ish on that takeoff. I know we're going to have the numbers coming in just a moment. And I was way off on that. So Victor Vosser, 209 feet. That's 209 on his takeoff. And Brown Dog at 145 on his takeoff. As we have Frozen Alaskan, number 92, taking off little. That wasn't a ground loop, but he might have lost a little control on that takeoff. We're going to get his number in just a moment. That parallax is killing me, especially through Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's 189 for Frozen Alaskan. And another Wilga ADP, number 80. Mr. Chad is going to give us. Let's wait for that number before I start guessing. 145. So same as Brown Dog on that takeoff. As he gets geared up for it. Getting back in the pattern. We've got 123 Mark Hawkins in the Ferrari livery. His custom livery in the Wilga 35P. And that looked a little bit shorter than Brown Dog and Frozen. Let's see what that number is going to be. That's 134 on that takeoff. And then to round out the class, we'll have Kat in the Comanche. She's got some stiff competition with these Wilgas, but we'll see what she does in the Comanche. Not really considered a backcountry or touring aircraft. It is a touring aircraft in our class, but not something you would see in the backcountry too often. And we'll see what that number is. Shout out to the scorekeeper. We're getting very quick numbers in, and that's 210. So competitive with Victor in the Mall M7, which should be on short final right now. So 210 in the Comanche. That's actually shorter distance than what I was expecting. So kudos to Kat. And here we have Victor on approach, short final, M7. Let's see what he's going to do. You can hear him pulling out the power. And I'm wondering if that was a scratch. From my angle, it looked pretty close. And the reason why I would even say such a thing is because you aren't supposed to touch the line, but it looks like he gave us just enough over the line for a 69-foot landing. So his total score is 278. Brown Dog on short final, plopping it in with the Wilga ADP. He didn't give up much, but It looks like it's just a little bit over 100 feet. We'll see what's going on with that in just a moment. 112 feet. So total for him is 257. Which places him in first. And Frozen Alaskan is going to give us a little bit. Oh no, nose over. So that's going to DQ Frozen from the competition, unfortunately, because just as in real life, nose over will result in, and we're going to have a go around from Chad. Nose over will result in damage to the aircraft. Aircraft would not be expected to stay in that round, stay in the competition whatsoever. There's work that would need to be done in real life, depending on how high an RPM the engine was at. It would constitute a full engine breakdown, check everything out. Prop would definitely have damage. So that was a black flag for Frozen Alaskan. And Chad Holzheiser in the number 80 had a go round. So we were looking at 123 Mark Hawkins in the Ferrari livery Wilga 35P. And he gave up just a little bit. So that's going to give him a landing just a little over 100 feet. That's what that red line is. And it's looking like 125 feet on that landing. So his total score is 259. So he's currently in second place behind Brown Dog. Victor Vosser and the Mall M3 in third place. And Cat Blue Flame bringing it in a little hot. But she's going to get it stopped. And I'm seeing the total score for her is 672, but her landing, that's what we're here for, is 462 on that landing. So she'll get that dialed in. She'll figure out an approach speed and not have it brought in with as much energy. Chad Holzheiser in the Wilga. Directional control, but he gets it stopped parallel with the runway. And Chad is going to give us a total of, once we get that number, it's saying 112 on that landing. So his total score would be I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. Chad's was 290. All right, so for a total of 435. And we're going to get everybody back in order. Looks like Victor Vosser on the go in just a moment. In the Mall M7. Waiting on that green flag, and you can see that he's on the left side of the runway. His nose not necessarily parallel with the runway. Green flag. He's presenting that nose into the wind, giving himself a more advantageous takeoff. And that's a very nice takeoff from Victor Vosser. 185. So just a little over 20 feet, 24 feet off of that takeoff. Off his initial takeoff. As we get Brown Dog number 942 in the Wilga on the go. And I'm willing to bet he's going to be in line with his original numbers on that takeoff a little further. So his first takeoff was 145, second is 152. Number 80, Chad Holzheiser. See what his number is compared. 138 on that takeoff. So shortest takeoff this round so far. We'll see what Mark is going to do for us in his Ferrari liveried Wilga 35P. I'm going to call that just a little bit shorter. I have been known to be wrong in the past. That's going to be 162 on that takeoff for Mark Hawkins. Cat Blue Flame on the go in the Comanche. She is flying it better than I would in the game for sure. Probably in real life too, honestly. Her takeoff is a little bit longer, so I'm going to assume that the wind has kind of died down compared to her first takeoff. So 210 on the first takeoff, 221 on the second takeoff. And in real life, last year at this competition, pilots had complained about rotors coming off of the trees. So there's a pretty large tree line that's nearby the runway, and everything is calm, cool, and collected before you hit the tree line, before you go beneath the tree canopy. And Victor throwing it down in there. Oh no. Okay, good. Not a nose over. Just a little bit over 145 feet on that landing. We'll get the official number here. 150 feet on that landing. So his total number is 335 for that run. So his first run was the best one at 278 combined total for landing and takeoff. He's going to get back in position while we have Brown Dog coming in number 942. And it looked like it was good. He threw it down, had enough directed energy into the ground, and is okay if the tail wheel is still not past the line, but his landing looks to be near 120 feet. Just kidding, his landing is at 110. So it looks like I need to get my numbers dialed in myself. And Frozen Alaskan on short final. Giving him a pretty substantial bounce. Getting it stopped. What looks like, I can't see it from here, so we're going to get that official number. 309. Combined total 447. So right now the numbers to beat are Brown Dog's numbers. At 257 combined total. And Mark bringing it in. He's going to get it slammed down beyond the line, which is good for him. Getting it stopped. Looks like it's going to be a similar number to what Brown Dog had, and that's 114. Combined total 276. So right now, Mark is in second place behind Brown Dog. We have one more round of takeoff and landings to get the number to beat. Cat Blue Flame, wind's blowing a little bit, and you can see her making those corrections. Oh. Yeah, it looks like the wind was giving her a run for her money as she transitioned to the right side of the runway. But That landing is going to be at 439, so it's shorter than the last one. Her combined total, her best total, which is this round, is 660. So right now, first place, Brown Dog. Second place, Mark Hawkins. Victor Vosser in third place. Chad Holzheiser in fourth. And Cat Blue Flame in fifth. Frozen Alaskan was DQ due to a nose over. And our pilots are getting lined back up. You'll see their previous numbers next to their names and the aircraft that they are flying. Victor Vosser from Poland in the MAL M7. Trying to get weather in for flight, but it says that they have no weather currently. So let's go to a nearby field. We'll go to Chesapeake. Military base there, Fentress. Right now recording variable winds at 4 knots, so they can come out of really any direction. It really won't matter to the airplane. Visibility 10 miles, clear below 2000. Victor Vosser on the go, all in 7. Takeoff is 196. His second best takeoff. We'll see if he can do his best landing this round to shorten his number yet. Keep him in the running for a medal, as he's third place right now. Brown Dog on the go. I really want to know what's going on with the winds there, because everyone's favoring that edge of the runway, and they're having the same issues, which, though the weather is live from the Military Aviation Museum right now, I'm not sure that the game is good enough to catch the thermals or burbles or what have you that's going on as far as localized atmospheric conditions, especially the rotors coming off of the trees. And Chad giving us an awesome takeoff. 135 on that takeoff. So far, the shortest in this particular round. Everyone favoring the Wilga in this round. With Mark Hawkins on the go. 142 on that takeoff. Shout outs to Anoff for throwing in those scores as quickly as possible, man. He is rocking it out. He's also one of our developers for eSTOL, providing a lot of the scenery that you're seeing here today. And Cat Blue Flame on the go in the Comanche. Not your traditional STOL aircraft, but I have seen them in the backcountry and in competition in real life. 314 on that takeoff, which is still a respectable number. So we're talking about the numbers compared relatively by everyone in the touring class right now, but in real life, all of these numbers, even the longest ones, they're very respectable numbers. I mean, I would not be able to produce some of these numbers in my own aircraft. Not just yet, at least. So when you're seeing Cat with 660 combined, a 314-foot takeoff in a Comanche, which is a very heavy aircraft compared to some of the other aircraft competing today, is a very respectable number. And Victor Vosser bringing it in. Last landing for the round for touring. Let's see what he's going to do for us today. He is currently in third place. Ooh, wow. Okay. Yeah. His shortest landing yet. Anov giving me the 48 on that landing. That was very awesome. Oh, it looks like he was DQ'd. So that number doesn't count, but Brown Dog's number will 117. So that's still going to put him in first place as of right now. We'll see what happens with Frozen Alaskan. I'm sorry, not Frozen Alaskan, but this is going to be Chad. Chad Holsizer bringing it in. .312 on that landing. Combined total for that round 447, which is the exact same number as his first or his second round. So that's going to keep him in fourth place as of right now. Mark Hawkins, short final. Throwing it in, you can see some of the wind die down. And oh no. And that's a nose over for Mark, so he's completely disqualified. I imagine we might keep his numbers, possibly. We'll see what happens with that. And Kat, hopefully she knows her gear is up. Oh, okay, there it is. There's the gear down, flaps down. A little extra energy by a lot. That's going beyond 300 feet to the end. Let's see what happens with that number. That number is going to be 588. So Brown Dog is going to be your winner. And that is the end of the touring class. In first place, Brown Dog with 257. Mark Hawkins in second place with 259. Victor Vosser, that's very close. Victor Vosser in the Maul M7, 287 third place. Fourth place, Chad Holsizer, 435 in the Wilga. And fifth place, Cat Blue Flame in the Comanche with 660. And that's going to be the end of the touring class at Heritage eSTOL, presented by National Stol.
We can run eSTOL commercial promo.
And next up, let's see what we have for you. Next up should be the Bush class, but before then, let's cut to a commercial break for National eSTOL, Heritage Stol 2025.
Takeoff and landing competitions are simple. We have the pilots here competing in separate classes to get the lowest score possible. As you see behind me, we have the start-finish line, so let's start with the takeoff.
This runway is marked with a start-finish line, and as a competitor parks their main gear on the line, they apply power and position their aircraft to get off the ground as soon as possible. Once their main gear leaves the ground, a line judge will mark their takeoff score using the measuring line along the side. This score will be added to the pilot's landing score on this heat. The landing is in two parts. It's either over the line and counted, or if the pilot's main gear touches down before the line, or even touches the line, this heat score is scratched and results on a landing disqualification, and the pilot will have to rely on another takeoff and landing score to get them on the podium. A quick look at our aircraft shows we have two types of landing gear, tricycle and tail draggers. On the tail dragger aircraft, the score is marked from the two main wheels toward the front of the airplane. And for tricycle landing gear, the score is marked by the two main gear in the rear of the aircraft. It's a fierce competition out here, but at the end of the day, it's all about building better and safer pilots in the skies. It's a great day for STOL competitions. Let's get it started.
Back to you slowly.
To eSTOL, National eSTOL at the Military Aviation Museum in Virginia Beach. We're seeing right now the Bush class get lined up.
We're going to get you set up with Cat and multi-view. Cat, your audio should be live.
And we've got Cat Blue Flame joining me in the booth. What's up, Cat?
Good evening, everybody. Hi. Good evening. Good evening.
Hey.
Good evening.
Good run last
run. It's been an exciting round so far, hasn't it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
That first round was very exciting. One of those landings was a little too exciting, but these are the way things go.
Yeah, just a little bit, maybe a couple of nose overs, but hopefully this go around the FAA doesn't reach out to us and say anything too crazy. In particular, we've had that happen in the past. Them mistake one of our eSTOL competitions for something in real life, and us just kind of being nonchalant about it. But It was no damage to any real aircraft, and the FAA probably got a laugh out of that in their office.
Yeah, I'm sure the FAA officer who had to deal with that was chuckling to himself.
Yeah. So how you been?
And hey,
we last talked at the last competition.
Indeed, really good actually. Been really enjoying the run up to this one. It was lots of practice with lots of our pilots, and the whole community we have on the Discord it's really good fun.
Yeah.
And for those who are watching out there, that is National eSTOL. www.nationalstyle.com/chat, I think.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I hadn't even said anything about it yet. If you want to join us, and being one of the pilots, being on the production crew, any type of volunteer position, that is www.nationalstall.com/chat. Which will get you on the Discord with us and the correct team, and you can come and chat if you just want to chat, or if you want to fly, we can get you geared up for any of the training flights or any of the flyouts, and then get you in competition live with us.
Absolutely. So it looks like we have the backcountry class starting.
All right, yep. Got the backcountry class. The nice Aviat Husky right there. That is touring class. But Kat, if you want to take us away for the backcountry.
Absolutely. So first up, we have Jesse Dobbins. He's in the Husky A1C, which interestingly is also our spec plane today.
Very nice. Yeah, it's a good looking aircraft.
Yeah, absolutely. There's something always right about a Cub in yellow and black, for sure.
Yeah, that yellow color is just kind of essential to a lot of different aircraft. Especially anything that's backcountry related. I mean, like the originals were all pretty much yellow, right? So it's just appropriate, huh?
Yeah. Up next, we have the Red Baron himself, Byron Bowman. He's in the Cessna 170B by Carenado. Interestingly, this one isn't the same plane as it was last year. It's got a little bit less power than the one he had last year. A little bit closer to real life, but he's had his livery all made by one of our community members, who is also the same person who makes the training tool that we're all using. Yeah, it's a 170 with polished aluminium is just, again, there's something quite right about that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just one of those iconic aircraft that has to have some type of polished edge on it somewhere. And Byron is he's an actual pilot in real life and a AMP, if I'm not mistaken.
He is indeed,
he
yes.
can work on these aircraft. Looks like we're getting geared up. Weather hasn't changed. Looks like we've got winds out of the 209 at 9 knots.
I think the winds that are being reported might not be what some of the pilots are experiencing. Winds here at Virginia Beach are, let's just call them erratic. For our round, they were coming from completely the other side, and gusting anywhere between 5 to 10 knots. So the simulator can't quite model things like rotor over the trees correctly. So it subs it out for just turbulence, which
Oh,
can be that's what led to some of those quite interesting landings as the wind just suddenly disappears out from underneath somebody's wings.
okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
We had this issue. We had the similar issue last year when the wind was coming the other way. It was blowing over that hangar, and was causing all sorts of issues for people on takeoff.
Yeah, I was talking about it earlier, comparing it to the real world weather, which last year we had all the rotors and all the crazy winds, and we couldn't see it through the numbers today, right? I was reading 209 at 9 knots. That's obviously not the true numbers, but you could tell that there were some wind issues going on, a lot of corrections that needed to happen. So we got a green flag, and we're going to be going here pretty soon in the backcountry class. Waiting for the air bosses to give them the go. All right, Jesse Dobbins on the go. Aviat Husky.
Wonderfully smooth takeoff. That it does sound really good, and that was really smooth as well.
Yeah, absolutely. 157 feet on that takeoff.
Now we'll watch. This is one of Red Baron's signature moves. He loves to hold it up there on the tail.
I'd say that's another smooth takeoff as well for this class. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
That's 212 feet on that takeoff. So Jesse's got him by a little bit. We'll see what happens when they get back on short final. So yeah, you were saying that the winds were pretty erratic. The game can't model rotors, so it just models turbulence. That's what you were fighting last round?
Yeah, it'll just give you a rough air effectively. The wind will chop and change and drop and come out, and it can make an interesting piloting challenge for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I respect the game for being able to do that, or them doing that within it. Either way, it was going to be challenging, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. Have you flown the Comanche before in game?
I've flown it non-competitively in game.
Okay.
I did some like long distance flights in it, including flying from the UK to the US via the Azores and Greenland.
Ooh. Jesse Dobbins on final, modulating the throttle, bringing down, just hover, just tickle the grass, as Ryan would say. Very nice.
Yeah, that was again absolute textbook display of. There seems to be two different ways of going about it, either coming in high and just sinking it all the way to the runway, or coming in low and keeping it just off the ground. And now you'll see Red Baron do just that. He'll just keep it. Ooh.
Yeah. Nice short landing.
That is how you do it.
Yeah. Let's see what that number is going to be. 141.
As a pilot, I know for a
Bowman.
fact that in his cockpit right now, he'll be pumping his fists. That would have given him
a
lot of confidence to push it even harder for the next few rounds. Now he's got a good distance on the board.
Yeah, so Jesse Dobbins, his landing was 262. So for that round, 419 for Jesse, and Byron Bowman at 353 combined total, with a 212-foot takeoff and a 141-foot landing, which puts him in first place. Jesse on the go in the Aviat Husky.
I think that was around about the 100-ish foot line. It's, again, with the parallax, even through the simulator, it can be very difficult to tell. Although we do now have we do now have the eSTOL training tool, so we can see what everybody's. It sends everybody's scores to the judges, so we can see their distances and everything.
169 on that takeoff for Jesse Dobbins.
And it looks like Byron touched back down just for a second. He'll be kicking himself for that. But there was still a better takeoff than his last one. His last takeoff was 212, and that time was 183, even with the touchdown.
Absolutely, yeah. Got it nailed. Nice little turnout on crosswind.
Yeah, he absolutely adores the 170B. It's his favorite plane all day, every day.
I mean, you can't beat that design. Like, you go that far back with the Cessna, like, everything has very clean lines. They look very sharp. Like, they're very snazzy airplanes, especially the straight tail 172s and just everything from that era just has iconic lines.
Yeah, absolutely. So as a pilot, I can tell you now, coming in on final at this point, Jesse, knowing that he's behind a bit, his heart will be in the back of his throat. He will be focusing so hard on what he's about to do. And you can hear it there. You can hear the throttle modulation as he's going for the long and low approach now. He's trying to just keep it up. And bury that energy into the ground.
Oh, yeah. These are some awesome landings. He's producing 210 on that compared to his 262-foot landing the first round. So just bringing it in.
I was watching Red Baron during his practices, and some of his landings are incredibly energetic and exciting. That time he just brought that in perfect.
I mean, I loved watching the gear bounce and the wheels bounce. Like, that's very cool modeling. .137 on that landing for Byron Bowman. So 320 for his shortest landing, 379 for Jesse's shortest landing. So Byron is in first place. Hopefully later on today I'll get to see some Aviat Huskies and Cessna 170Bs at Bird's Adventure Center for the spring fly-in.
Oh, fantastic. You'll have to get some photos for everybody and put it in the Discord. You know how you like your photography and such. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I have yet to put any photos in the Discord, so yeah, I'll for sure do that.
Looked like a little bit of a longer takeoff. Oh no! In fact, I'm wrong. That was a much shorter takeoff. So 180, I believe.
Okay, yeah. His shortest takeoff yet.
Yeah, he's chipping down.
It did look long.
It looks a lot longer with It looks above the 200 with the parallax again. It's there to fool
Yeah.
us. I now see why you guys have such a problem when you're in the booth.
Seriously. Yeah, that was awesome though. I love the fact that we get these accurate numbers from the measuring tool.
Join the Discord. I'll put up the announcement.
All right.
Yeah, so as you see, if you want to come and take a look at some of the photos that Cam's eventually going to post, then you can join us at the National East at the Discord, nationalstyle.com/chat.
Yeah, come on. Come join the party.
I mean, right now, all of these pilots will all be in a chat channel together. Those who are waiting will all be chatting away and discussing what's going on. Those who are flying are taken to a different channel where the air boss and Anov is. They'll be getting given their instructions.
Ooh, getting
Oh, I think that's a
yeah.
couldn't quite keep it up.
Unfortunately, so it's going to be a scratch on Jesse's landing.
Yeah, a valiant effort though, valiant effort for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, still has very competitive numbers. I mean, and with respect to in real life, like these numbers are still shorter numbers than what a lot of people who I know would be able to produce in their respective aircraft.
It was squirrely on the landing, but it was clean and managed to keep those wingtips from touching the ground.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's his shortest distance yet. Yep, there we go. 134 landing, and I can tell you, he only gave up 20 feet on that touchdown.
That's absolutely insane. And Kat, I don't know if you want to take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. So first place of the Backcountry class here at Heritage Stall is Red Baron himself, Mr. Byron Bowman, with a best combined score of 314. Following up behind him is Jesse Dobbins with a score of 379 in the Husky.
Yeah, that is
Absolute textbook flying from these Backcountry boys.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't do it any better. In game, out of game, like these numbers are great. Just, I what I really need to do is compare it to, like I know what it looks like compared to in real life, but like as far as the actual numbers side by side, like I need to put it down and see what happens. See how good our eSTOL competitors are.
I think what we need some of the real life pilots to compete on eSTOL and some of the eSTOL pilots to compete in real life.
Okay. The latter part would be absolutely cool. The first one you mentioned would I think there would be some very butthurt in real life pilots. With the expectation that, oh yeah, they know what's going on. We know what's going on. We'll be able to show up in game and it'll be okay. Just like maybe it's just a little more sensitive than real life. But yeah, I think there would be some butt hurt in the crowd. All right, so it looks like we have the unlimited class coming up with number 72 Wes Campbell in the Kit Fox from Wiley, Texas, 111 Sarah Eggleton in the Kit Fox Series 5 from the UK. I can't pronounce that city, but I'm going to say Wigan. Number 16,
pretty
James
close. It's
Beattie.
Wigan.
Okay. In the Savage Gravel from Conway, South Carolina. Number 28, MP Troll in the Zlin Savage Cup from Newcastle, Australia. And then we have more competitors in the limited class. But that might be just that round.
Yeah, no, there's more competitors. And we've had so many sign-ups for the unlimited class because it is so competitive that we split them into 2 different groups. So they'll go out as 2 different groups now.
Yeah. The unlimited class. I figured a lot of folks would come in for the Spec class too. Just because of the variety of aircraft that you'd be able to fly, and it kind of evens the playing field.
Yeah, absolutely. And you, as a pilot, you can take part in Spec class as well as one of the other classes as well. Though some people do like to just focus on their one plane. Other people love to put their bomb in as many seats as they can.
Yeah. We just saw an
We've got
update
some
to Sarah's livery.
Yeah, we got some amazing liveries to show everybody here today as well.
Calling for the intro.
Shout out to our drone pilot doing an excellent job with the cinematography. And we'll have our pilot intros come up in just a moment. Number 72, Mr. Wes Campbell. In the Kit Fox, pretty sure that is the, is that, Kat, do you know if that's the Parallel 42 Kit Fox?
That's the Parallel 42 competition Kit Fox with the cowlings off. It has half size fuel tanks, so they're the only competitors that are made to carry 100% fuel. Yeah, and he's got the amazing the amazing Rockstar livery on there, Rockstar energy drinks. A lot of people were sad that they missed his Taco Delight, but it's there's still a nod to it on there in a couple of places.
Yeah, that Taco Delight livery was pretty cool. This is very cool as well, but nothing better than having tacos on flying machines, huh?
Tacos and planes, can you beat it?
All right, number 111, Sarah Eggleton. In the same Kit Fox, different livery. From, did you say Wigan?
Yep, Wigan in the north of England.
All right. I'm digging this this livery.
Yeah,
it is loud and proud.
Inspired. It is very, and Sarah also makes videos for us on TikTok, and posts those on TikTok as well. Lots of style videos. So,
oh, that's awesome. Number 16, James Beattie, in the Savage Gravel. Nose wheel aircraft. Modeled after, I'm going to guess, the NX Carbon Cub. He's going to be flying with us out of Conway, South Carolina. There's a sharp livery, too. I mean, like, it doesn't have to be loud and proud to be sharp, but, like, that is... I love that bluish purple. MP Troll number 28.
MP Troll
In the
is
Savage Cup.
He's our only player from Xbox, so he's decided to rep the Xbox standard livery, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
So there's competitions available not just on PC but on Xbox as well.
Yeah, that is awesome. I need to try it on Xbox. I need to try it on my PC, well, my laptop. Yeah, that's cool. That's available on Xbox. So I mean, you can join. You can join on all the platforms that Microsoft Flight Simulator is available on. Looks like 121 sub B is coming in. The Savage Gravel.
Yeah, so this is another one by Got Friends, who also did the Wilga. And this is actually a free plane that they offer. And I know this one's been fitted with the Nitro, so fully expect to see this fly off that line.
Digging the Argyle on the livery. Very snazzy. Alright, so I guess this is going to be our competitors for the first heat in the Unlimited class. Get Wes Campbell started up in just a moment.
Interestingly, Parallel 42 developed this particular version of the plane as a response to eSTOL. So they saw what we were doing over at eSTOL and wanted to provide us with a competitive kit box. So they fitted this with more powerful brakes, the lightweight tanks. They lost all the baggage weight in it, and as you can see, removed the fairings to show that beautiful. I think it's a Rotax 915 engine.
Absolutely, yeah. And the reason why I even know is because they're very good about coloring the valve covers, and so you can tell by the color of the valve covers what engine type it is, and most definitely you hit it right on the nose.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah. All right, we have a green flag. Wes Campbell will show us what the Parallel 42 competition kit fox will do. And here he goes. Sub 100 on that takeoff.
Yeah, it looked like he caught a little bit of that
Yeah,
crosswind,
that
so it lifted that wing up. That would have been exciting, but yeah, absolutely. 57 feet, I believe, on that one.
Wow, 57 feet. That is our shortest takeoff of the day, I believe. That is insane.
Here comes Savo.
Sarah Eggleton. Yeah.
Sarah hasn't been able to do too much practice of late, so she's coming to us a little unpracticed, but she's still obviously keen to participate. And watching her growth throughout last year was a really nice thing to see as well. She's become a really well-rounded pilot.
Yeah, and showing up in those super loud liveries. Ooh. Love the audio. The audio is fantastic on this.
I think that one's marked incorrectly because that's the NX Cub.
Mm-hmm.
And that one comes with nitrous, just like the Savage Gravel as well. So this plane that you see MP Troll flying now, this is a standard plane with Microsoft. If you buy the game, even the standard basic version, you get this plane.
112 on that takeoff. Okay. That is a very respectable number. And as it flies off, as MP Troll flies off, you hear that engine echoing. Sounds very nice. All right. Wes Campbell on approach.
Yeah, he had an amazing takeoff of 57 feet. So he's definitely going to. He's come out of the gates and is ready to put his stamp on this competition for sure.
Throwing that energy down, getting it stopped just a little bit over 100 feet. I mean, it's just going to be nothing but getting it dialed in from here on out.
Yeah, I think it's 108 feet on that one.
Feet. Yes, ma'am. That is. Let's go. Oh.
And that's going to be a scratch. Yeah, I feel like the wind's just dropped completely out from underneath her at that point.
Yeah.
It's at that moment that the plane no longer becomes a plane, it becomes a brick.
Absolutely true. Little
Speed
hot
coming in
on that
hard
landing.
with that. Yeah, little hot and heavy for that.
See what that number is.
One thing we do say to all competitors is that no matter how hard and heavy you come in, even if you think you've scratched, always stop. Make sure you get that distance, because we also have the most consistent point, just like the National Stol do as well.
Yep. Yeah, we are always preaching to the pilots to it doesn't matter how fast you come in, please stop. That way that we can get that number, because you never know. You may be the most consistent. Everything counts.
Oh!
Ooh.
I don't know if that was a
I want
scratch or not.
I want to say it
that one is
was,
under
but
review. Now we won't get. We'll
Can't
have to
touch
wait
the
for the
line.
result from. Yeah, we'll have to wait for the result from Anov for that one, because the Xbox can't use the tool, and it is called a scratch.
it's okay. Maybe Troll will be back in the next round.
He's got 2 more chances.
Yeah, we got Wes Campbell pulling up to the line. Everyone else behind him getting queued up. That plane looks formidable. It just looks like a racer. Like, it's like whoever's in it should be like getting out, like dressed as the Stig.
Absolutely.
Cat, the GB Stol, the real Stol competition is about to come up, correct? It's next month, I believe, or has it already happened?
I believe it's later on this month. I think it's in a few weeks, actually.
I know you were on the fence about
I
being able to go.
I went to go to it. I had decided that I was going to make the journey up country for it, but yeah, as soon as I did that, I found out it was sold out. So obviously, it's a very popular event, and rightfully so. Yeah, these things happen.
We should be able to get you. We should have contact with someone to be able to get you in there.
We'll have to see what can be done after the stream.
Okay.
Sarah there, taking off in 90 foot, so she is chipping down at her distance there.
Yeah, 90 feet. That's 10 off of the last takeoff of 100 feet. James Beatty giving it a go.
You can hear the nitrous of that Cubs engine just throwing it into the sky.
119 on that takeoff from James. MP Troll in the stock livery for Xbox. Wow, that, I mean, it just looked like it wanted to just, it looked like it had like some clouds beneath it or something, like just some type of anti-gravity device with how smooth that takeoff was. Clouds is probably not the best descriptor, but yeah. .101 for MP Troll on that takeoff. Shortest takeoff yet for MP Troll.
So Wes now is going to be competing against his own distance. He needs under 100 foot to increase his lead over the rest of the field. Buries that engine in the ground. 110.
Yeah.
So interestingly, I can see from the tool that his initial touchdown was 53 feet. So if he can pull that touchdown a little bit closer to the line, he'll be able to increase his score.
That's awesome.
Oh, and another unfortunate scratch from Sarah.
Yeah. Wind is not favoring her right now. It's okay. We can just hope for a 10-foot shorter takeoff from this one. And then her shortest landing yet in the next round.
I think that's an improvement from James, a big improvement over his last one.
Yeah. It should be. His last one was almost 400 feet, 384, so.
Yeah. Pushing more of that energy into the ground. Using that vertical motion to just drill that energy, all of that kinetic push into the ground rather than. Oh, and we've got to go around, I think. Yeah.
Oh. MP Troll on the go around. We have the same safety practices that we would have in real life, even though a lot of times it doesn't have to be air boss directed. The pilot themselves should be able to discern what the safety value of landing versus a go around would be. And as my instructors have all said, go arounds are free. So, especially in game, when you don't have to pay for avgas.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the other advantages of the simulator. And our pilots in the sim are striving to emulate the professional pilots. And obviously part of that is making sure that everything is safe and secure.
On board with Wes Campbell right now. You can see his head tracking device under his monitor. Those, what's up, Wes?
Yeah.
All right, MP Troll on final. He's going for the low approach.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been watching him practice over the past few days. He was new to us this season. And it's a scratch, unfortunately.
Oh. Sad. At least he has points on the board. We've got one more round, so it's not over.
He has points on the board, and he does have one more round. Yeah, he's watching him improve over the past week or so, and also from the past competition as well it's been really good to see.
What's getting pulled up to the line?
So far, Wes's first go round is still good enough to keep hold of the lead.
Yeah. Waiting on air bosses for a release. Maybe we'll get a little onboard video from Wes.
I think they're trying to get sub B out of the way, maybe.
Right now we're currently waiting on the lineup to get straightened out. Our pilot lineup.
And that's, I mean, that leads into, like, we have a whole training program for new pilots. You have to get yourself certified to compete in the competition. And part of that certification is learning about how the pattern works and everything. And Wes, I think that was a little bit longer than previous.
I think so. I'm gonna have to agree with you on that.
So maybe the winds are dying down a little bit. Interestingly, they switched just before the competition. They switched from coming from the south to coming from the north. So
okay,
we will see. So here comes Sarah with her final chance to put in a distance.
All right, Sarah. .103 on that takeoff.
It's a good distance. I know it. I from competing, I know that in that cockpit right now, she will be very nervous. She'll be very keen to put something on the board, and
yeah,
it can. I'm not sure if it's the same in the real life competition, but half the fight can be the psychological fight of competing and getting over those nerves and that anxiety as well. And obviously wanting to put on a good show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, she's got the yips right now. Like that last takeoff. I mean, that last landing. Like she's gonna be sweating bullets essentially.
I've competed with her many times. I know she's definitely got the stones, though.
Absolutely.
So just to touch on one thing you may have noticed there, that somehow MP Troll's livery changed. So one of the side effects of being in the simulator, especially with the Cubs, they all share the same code. So sometimes the model matching will decide that you're suddenly flying a slightly different Cub, which can be interesting.
Yeah, that marine desert camo from like like Desert Storm camo.
Oh, get it stopped.
Yeah. Oh, let's see.
I think that might be Wes's best stop so far.
I'm hoping. It was, yeah, 104 on that, so it's going to keep him in the lead right now. Oh,
and it's not a scratch. All right. She just needs to get it. Oh, wow!
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't just get it stopped, but absolutely slams the brakes up. That was impressive.
Yeah, seriously, that's the shortest landing so far in this in Unlimited, 64 feet. So
that gives her a score of 167, tucking her just behind Wes.
Yeah, pretty substantial bounce. I don't know if that was just a glitch or if that was for real, but
yeah. So that's another thing you'll see in the simulator when you're viewing other planes. When they do make, especially if they make a slightly hard contact, the simulator will show the plane bouncing. That's not what the pilot's seeing at all.
Gotcha. I'm still learning all of these in-game, these things that happen in-game only.
The idiosyncrasies of the simulator.
Yes.
If MP Troll can get this stopped at about 60 feet, is it going to stop?
Ooh. I mean, it is very short.
That's incredibly short.
Over 100 feet.
Final landings, just absolutely.
Yeah, everything on the line, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was a landing of 104 for MP Troll. All right, so far in the limited class with this heat, we're number 1 Wes Campbell 165, number 2 Sarah Eggleton 167, number 3 MP Troll 206, and number 4 James Beatty 330. So we have another heat of unlimited pilots. We'll see what ends up happening for the unlimited class, but that was a very exciting round.
Just 2 feet in it between Wes and Sarah as well. I can step longer than 2 feet.
Seriously.
That is, yeah, it's so impressive.
Yeah, in real life competitions, we would chuck that down to a difference between some of the judging, like maybe an error. It's plus or minus up to 5 feet, essentially. But in game, we know that we have that tool that is giving us precise measurements. So that 2 feet difference is definitely skill induced.
It goes to show how close to the limit our pilots are flying as well. That they're all landing within 2 feet of each other in total. You know, it's an amazing display.
It absolutely is. And just in case you're joining us for the very first time today, we are at 42 Victor Alpha, Virginia Beach, at the Military Aviation Museum. We did not have the competition last week because of weather. We'll get through this this lineup real quick. Number 39, Cedric P. in the Kit Fox from Lubeck, Germany. Number 3, Trippy in the Savage Grapple from Indiana. Number 54, Guinness RN in the Zlin Savage Cup from Phoenix. And number 22, a close and dear friend, good buddy, NorCali J in the Kit Fox. From Northern California, of course. But yeah, as we were talking earlier, usually we have the real life competition. Then the next week would be the eSTOL competition, but weather kept us away from the real life competition last week. So this is the first time for National STOL this season to be on screen with you at the Military Aviation Museum in Virginia Beach at 42 Victor Alpha. Number 3, Trippy in the Savage Gravel. Kat, is that a standard livery but just blacked out?
I think that is a standard livery that you get from Got Friends with the mod for this plane.
That's awesome.
So the gravel is a modification of the standard Savage Cub that you get with the simulator, and they obviously added the big tires, the nitrous, the high lift devices and things.
Number 54, Guinness Romeo November, or RN, or whatever it stands for, in the Netherlands Savage. This one being the Savage Cub.
So this is another one in the standard plane that you get with the simulator. Interestingly, Guinness started his training and got certified, I think, the day before yesterday. Took part in a training session we had last night while it was storming. So it was landing with sheeting rain, thunder and lightning. And this is his first competition, so he's he's been learning hard.
Well, welcome, Guinness. We're very glad to have you. Number 22, NorCali J. One of our dedicated competitors. Been on the circuit for as long as eSTOL has been around. In the Kit Fox. Beautiful aircraft. Love that polished aluminium, as you would say.
Indeed. So NorCali is one of our trainers. He also streams. So if you want to tune into one of his streams to see what a training session is like before joining up, that's always a possibility.
That's Luke Carrier shader. Just don't have him on the scoreboard for some reason.
Yeah, and now we have Luke Carrier or Shaderoo. He's flying in the NX Cub, and it's this custom livery, which he tells us was inspired by Brown Dog's livery, and he wanted just more flag. I think that was his request. So
I dig it. I mean, it really, when I saw it, it really reminds me of Cletus McFarland's Carbon Cub that he has. It's got the flag underneath his wings in a similar pattern. It may be in a different direction, but it's very similar. It looks pretty good either way, I have to say. You'll have to do one with a Union Jack underneath your wings, Cap.
yeah, absolutely. I'll make a very Union Jack livery. I'm intending to fly a few different planes this year, so we'll get that done.
Right.
So this up on the line is Cedric with the Braundo livery. Cedric not only has created the tool that we're using, he's giving us all these amazing statistics, but he's also a livery creator and created half the liveries that you do see. I know he created Sarah's, and he also reinterpreted Norcali's Cub livery and put that on the Kit Fox as well as countless others within the flight sim community. So he's become one of the pillars of the community, and now here he is competing as well.
Green flag. And Cedric P will be giving her the beans in just a moment. Windsock is benign. Oh, looks like Cedric was already on the go. Passed us by with that quiet-ish Rotax, as they're known for.
Yeah, and that's a takeoff of 86 feet.
All right.
And that was really quick for the gravel to take off that quick.
Yeah, a little flabbergasted
That
over here.
gravel was
78 feet.
78 feet. And that windsock
You said your
looks like
gravel
there
was up
isn't.
what?
Sorry, I was just saying about that gravel taking off like so quick for the gravel. And it looks like the winds have died down a bit, so
Even longer takeoffs. All right, Guinness.
ooh,
104 on that
Guinness, save
takeoff.
it! You've got it.
Oh,
He's got it. He nearly lost it, but he caught it again. That's the rookie for this competition. His first takeoff, and he made it interesting for sure.
Cali J on the go. Ooh. That looked like 100 feet, but maybe it was just a hair further. That parallax is getting me, but wow.
Looks like that takeoff from Norcali was 89 feet, possibly. Now we have Luke Carrier here in the NX. With the this is also comes with the Nitro.
Yeah.
There he goes. Absolutely gassing it.
So when we hear the RPMs go up, that's nitrous? That's them using nitrous?
That is indeed, yes.
Okay, nice. That's very cool. All right, Norcali, I guess that was 59 feet? That's what the scoreboard is saying. That is what I'm going to go with. So, wow.
Scoreboard's the scoreboard.
Yeah. Let's see what Luke had in just a moment. While we've got Cedric P on approach.
That's it. Hold it off. Hear him feathering that prop.
Ooh.
No!
Oh, I mean, I think he made it over, but wow, that was so close. Yeah, 32
Like you said
feet,
earlier,
118 total.
like you said earlier, what Ryan says is it touching the grass, touching the
Oh yeah, tickling the tips of
trimming
the grass.
tickling the tips of the grass. There we go. He was definitely doing that the whole way.
Wow, 118 feet
I think
total.
we've got a go round from Trippy.
All
Obviously, just
right.
everybody making sure that they're safe. Here comes Guinness. Watching Guinness flying through the storms yesterday was good fun. I was commenting on that, and yeah, he was definitely learning at the sharp end for sure. A little bit high, but he bleeds it off. Ooh, a little bit squirrely. Ooh. Gets it stopped, and he gets a score on the board.
81 feet on that landing. Combined total 285. Wow, that's, like you said, learning at the sharp end. No Cali J bringing it in.
Think Norcali may have had a connection issue.
Respawn.
It can happen with the simulator sometimes. It will briefly disconnect and reconnect you, and you just turn up back where you were. For him, he wouldn't have actually like disconnected at all. He would have continued his flight. So here comes Luke. I know Luke is incredibly competitive. He'll very much want to win this. Holds it off and slams it on.
Yeah, wow. Let's go. Parallax has got me. I can't tell if that's 130 feet or 40 or get that number in just a second. And it's saying 117. I think we're getting an update on that score. That might actually be Norcali's.
I don't think Luke is currently using the tool, so his scores obviously have to be marked off manually. Here we have Trippy coming back from his go around. Hold it off, hold it off.
Ooh.
Ooh, bit of a balloon, and he's going around again, and that's probably the safe thing to do.
That's definitely the safe thing to do. Wow.
Yeah.
That was almost a scratch. I mean, regardless, it's a go round, but wow, I feel like he almost touched the ground. Like that was a little beyond tickling the tips of the grass.
I'm sure one or two expletives were called out inside that cockpit during that maneuver.
Yep. And he's bringing around base final for runway 23.
So getting it settled in. Just controlling that descent nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pulling that alpha and using the prop to keep you in the air, and then drop.
Ooh.
And I don't know if that was a scratch or not. I think
he made it over the line. I'm hoping so, because that was an awesome landing.
Yeah, no, that was a great landing. Again, more textbook displays from our pilots there. It's like a
There's some
122
storing
from
issues in
him.
the database, I guess, collecting data, so they're working on it, but they're gonna keep going, I guess.
All right, race control telling us that they're getting the scores adjusted, having some minor technical issues. So we'll get correct scoring in just a moment. As Cedric P pulls up in the Brondo Kit Fox. I love seeing it rock its wings while it's on the ground just from the power of that engine and the
Yeah, absolutely.
the airstream. Yeah, it's so cool.
There we have Burstix and Ryan in the old broadcasting van there. So as you can see, throughout this scenery, which all of these sceneries are done by Anov, who is also our line judge. And Anov makes these sceneries for all the different places that we go. And the National Stole guys will give him a portfolio of photos of each competition. And we try our best to simulate them completely faithfully. And it looks like we've got a green flag. We're ready to go.
RTG. All right. Cedric P. 71 feet on that takeoff. Trippy on the line right now. 82 feet on that takeoff. We're trying to throw down like it is the last round. But it's only round 2.
Yep. Well, some of these pilots, and I have to admit I'm a sucker for this, will just go at it full attack straight from the beginning. Some want to put in a good distance to begin with. Others are all or nothing.
That's awesome. I love the competitiveness.
Yeah, 100%. That's a much calmer takeoff from Guinness there. So it looks like he's got those first round wobbles down. And here comes Norcali, whose shoes are still not full of cat food, though they should be.
I will never forget that. That was awesome. Good old FS Expo banter.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we have Luke Carrier, who last year competed in the... Oh, dragging his tail through the dirt there a little bit. Now that is allowed on this plane. Some planes you're not allowed to do that, because obviously you'll be touching parts of your airframe down. But the Monster NX Cub does have a little reinforced puck on the bottom there. But yeah, as I was saying, he competed last year in the Zenith, and has moved over to the NX Cub as the Zenith was ruled a little bit too excitable, shall we say?
Yeah.
And he won the Unlimited class last year.
So it's 126 on the takeoff for Guinness, 88 takeoff for Norcali, and 160 for Luke Carrier, as Cedric P plops it in, as we've been saying. .185 on that landing, so his longest landing yet.
He did give up a good 50 feet as well, and carried a lot of energy into that.
Okay.
I know he's going to be He's going to be a little bit frustrated with that and wants to do better for his last round.
Yeah. Trippy bringing it in. Oh, wow. That was...
Ooh, he looked like he was going to look for a penny then.
Yep. I like that. That's awesome. Let's see what that landing was. 145 on that landing for Trippy. Combined total 227. Guinness bringing it in. Looks like kind of crabbing.
This is actually Norcali coming in. Guinness is Guinness has landed out in the outfield. I think he may be having some form of technical problem. So here comes Norcali. Oh, and I think that was a scratch. I'm not sure. That was so close. That's under review. We can use the tool, and looking at the tool, there's a touchdown of 1 foot. So I think that will be good. 1 foot. You cannot get any closer to the line than he just got.
Yeah, 84 feet on that landing. All right. Puts him in 3rd place. Wow. Big fan of that tool.
So here we see Luke's 2nd landing. Comes in, brings a lot of energy, but stuffs it all into that nose gear.
Mm-hmm. Some heavy braking action.
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the advantages of having that tricycle is when you're coming in on landing is you can really lean on it and not have to worry about doing what Trippy nearly did.
Yeah. 156 on that landing. Combined total 316. Cedric P on the line. Norcali in the background.
Every time I see that plane of Luke's, I just hear the American Eagle screech as he goes past.
Oh, yeah. I need to watch that movie. The movie is great. Oh, you were talking about Luke. Sorry.
I think that
I was thinking about Cedric.
Oh, I see. I think Cedric got up there at about 100 feet, it looked like.
Yeah, 96 feet. That's awesome. Good eye there. That parallax.
I think Trippy just beat that distance. Trippy saw him put down 100 feet and was like, nope, I'm going to beat that.
Yep, 82 feet. Okay.
Let's see if Norcali can now see that 82 feet and say, nope, let's go even shorter.
Let's go Norcali.
His first takeoff was at 59, so he's got it in him. I think that went a little bit long. Though when we say a little bit long, we're talking about takeoff distances under 100 feet. It's difficult to call that long. That's how competitive these guys are.
That's very true.
I think that was up around about 100-ish feet again. Interesting how close these planes are, even though they're all different planes from different manufacturers and different modifications and such, and yet they all end up as competitive as each other.
Yeah, so 85-foot takeoff from North Cali J and 96-foot takeoff from Luke Carrier. And they're coming back around in the pattern.
These will be the final landings.
Base final.
Yeah, final landings of the unlimited class for the day.
Then we'll have Spec class afterwards.
Ooh. Ooh, that was another very close one. Very close.
Okay.
I think that one will be under review as well.
Yeah. Let's see what they say.
So I've just pulled up the tool, and it looks like that was a 2 feet touchdown.
All right. Wow. Oh. Nose.
Yeah, unfortunately, that will be a black flag for Trippy. Though fortunately, another of the advantages of the simulator is we don't have to go and get those engines inspected afterwards.
Yeah.
So here comes Norcali.
Oh, was that a scratch?
Oh, I need to pull the tool up on that one because that was so close again.
The tail wheel hit, which is totally fine, but it looked like his left main.
It's showing as -1 foot.
Oh.
That's unfortunate. That is indeed a scratch. You don't get much closer than +1 foot and -1 foot.
Yeah.
So here we have Luke coming in for the final landing of the Spec class. Holding it up with that power, high alpha. Burying it in.
Ooh.
I don't think he could get that plane stopped much quicker than that in that.
Okay, 154 on that landing.
We can go to a commercial break
Go.
for a few minutes while we're getting ready for Spec. If anybody needs to grab a drink and go to the bathroom.
All right, so we'll get totals up for you, and then we will go to a short commercial break for right before the Spec class.
I do remember Race Control saying that they had some issues with the scoring. So some of the scores that you're seeing on the screen there aren't quite correct.
Okay, yep.
So they are just going to take a few minutes just to straighten those scores out and get everything correct for us.
Yeah, well, while they do that, let's go ahead and go to commercial break, give everybody a chance to get some water, get some snackies.
Absolutely, I'm going to grab a pork pie.
takeoff and landing competitions are simple. We have the pilots here competing in separate classes to get the lowest score possible. As you see behind me, we have the start-finish line, so let's start with the takeoff.
This runway is marked with a start-finish line, and as a competitor parks their main gear on the line, they apply power and position their aircraft to get off the ground as soon as possible. Once their main gear leaves the ground, a line judge will mark their takeoff score using the measuring line along the side. This score will be added to the pilot's landing score on this heat. The landing is in two parts. It's either over the line and counted, or if the pilot's main gear touches down before the line, or even touches the line, this heat score is scratched and results on a landing disqualification, and the pilot will have to rely on another takeoff and landing score to get them on the podium. A quick look at our aircraft shows we have two types of landing gear, tricycle and tail draggers. On the tail dragger aircraft, the score is marked from the two main wheels toward the front of the airplane. And for tricycle landing gear, the score is marked by the two main gear in the rear of the aircraft. It's a fierce competition out here, but at the end of the day, it's all about building better and safer pilots in the skies.
It's a great day for STOL competitions. Let's get it started.
We're back.
And we're back. And we're back.
And we're back
at
indeed.
Virginia Beach. Military Aviation Museum Heritage STOL. Right now we've got the camera on 80K, doing the real life job, the producing job.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our Spec class aircraft. all
I love the
Aviat
fact.
Huskies.
Yeah, I love the fact that they've all gone for the yellow scheme as well. As we were saying earlier, when it comes to a Cub and an old bush plane, the old yellow scheme is a classic, and they've all decided to go for the same scheme.
Yeah, because they do have the opportunity to choose a scheme, right? Like when we've had the Spec class in the past, you've had special liveries on your aircraft.
So when it comes to Spec class, you have to choose one of the standard liveries that are offered. So they'll choose those, or if your Spec class plane is in another competition, for example, like the Zenith, then I think you can also use that, because obviously everybody has that livery. Interestingly, for this last round, they have decided to change the runway. The wind is doing its usual thing that it does here at Virginia Beach, and can't make up its mind which direction it'd like to go in. So we are changing runway directions for this final round, taking off towards the sea.
All right, and in the Spec class, we have number 22, North Cali, number 75, Byron Bowman, number 39, Cedric P., 34, Wolfie Sherry, 79, Jesse Dobbins, MP Troll, 28, and James Beatty, number 16. As we get ready for our last class at Heritage Stole 2025 National eSTOL, live at Virginia Beach. Kat, you got any skin in the game? You got any bones down for who's going to win Spec class?
I think Norcali's going to be very competitive in this. I think MP Troll came in last round and won his class, so he's also incredibly talented. I mean, they're all incredibly talented pilots. Let's see if youthful vigorance or old hands are what wins the day out.
Yeah, no, I mean, you said it best, honestly. I would have had my money on the same people, same order, honestly. But you never know. There's always, I usually root for the underdog, but there's not necessarily an underdog in this class right now. I think I have the least experience with Wolfie, but I don't doubt that Wolfie's going to throw down.
Wolfie's been with us for a little while. In fact, Wolfie was the one who made my livery that I'm currently rocking on that Comanche.
Okay. Heck yeah. Shout outs to Wolfie. Right now we've got eyes on number 22, North Cali. And pretty much everyone is rocking the same airplane, so it's going to be well, not only the same airplane, of course, it's the Spec class, but the same livery, so it's going to be a little hard to discern. But we're all rocking
we'll just have to
the
trust.
A1Cs.
We have to trust the running order with this one. Looks like Norcali might be having one or two issues with his connection. I think he's on Starlink, so we need to get one of those SpaceX satellites overhead for him.
Oh yeah, come on, SpaceX. California should be well covered. It looks like we've got some numbers on the screen from the Unlimited class. We didn't go over the numbers from Unlimited class, so let's see if we've got an update on those.
I think those numbers may be still. Well, I think those numbers may still be off because the 117 was just
Luke.
one of Luke's landings. One of Luke's landings. His takeoff wasn't recorded for that one. It looks like that might be the only anomalous result, which would mean that on the surface that Cedric may have won the unlimited class.
Okay.
But again, we'll make sure we get those numbers for you and everything, so we can make sure we're accurate with this.
Yeah, definitely don't want to shortchange anybody. Although there are no physical awards given, we still don't want to shortchange our competitors. And we want the audience to have a favorite as well.
Indeed, and I know when I've won, it still gives you. It doesn't matter that you're not winning anything physical. It gives you a massive dose of pride and of it's a real fist pumping moment for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just gotten used to seeing the Huskies in the regular STOL circuit, so seeing it here represented very well in some of the first colors I've actually seen a Husky in myself. I mean, it's really nice. I know we got NorCali pulling up, but since everyone is rocking the same livery, same aircraft, I think we can focus on the airplane. But yep.
Just bear with me a second. I'll run out and smear some cat food on NorCali so we can tell which one it is.
Oh man, yes, a little cat food stain.
So here we have Byron Bowman, the Red Baron, he did really well in the touring class. So here he is, squaring up all in. And that's the great thing about the Spec class is everybody's flying the same plane, the same setup, the same winds. So, and he's showboating with this one, giving us some of that throttle, bringing the noise.
So glad that the sound models are very accurate as well. Like it's just all developers involved have just putting in all the details, all the work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sometimes you get a shot of like when they're flying the circuits and things like that, the camera pans out, and it's difficult to know whether you're looking at real life or the simulator.
Yeah. Cedric P. Maybe possibly our winner of Unlimited. At least I want to say he's going to at least be on the podium. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Could be one to look out for this one as well.
The camera work is awesome. I'm laughing at the bokeh, like the background blur from our drone footage. It's kind of cool. I'm glad that things like that have made it out into the video game compared to like how everybody wants all their really nice headshots and portrait shots in real life for their photos. So.
So it looks like they're going to get a green light for the there we go, green flag, there it is.
Alrighty.
First
take
heat
off for
of the Spec class. Oh.
Oh, just kidding.
There you go, tail up. keeping it up, keeping that nose low to angle those wings as little as possible into the wind while he's speeding up. Away he goes.
Wind giving us wing up, wing low takeoff.
Yep.
Byron Bowman going to give us a similar show, tail up, giving it all the beans.
Oh, slam that tail and popping those mains into the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he timed that pretty well with that one.
Next up, Cedric P. Okay. Without delay, Cedric said.
Looks like he went on a little bit longer. Oh, looks like the wings just dropped from him entirely then.
Yeah.
His plane almost became a brick. That was... I can't imagine how scary that would be to happen when that happens in real life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It is pretty harrowing. But what's awesome is, you know, unlike the game, like you are sitting in the cockpit, you are feeling all of those forces in real time. So
yeah,
I want to say that your reaction times would be a little bit quicker than what you would experience in the video game. But still, very scary.
absolutely. So I think this is Norcali coming in first.
All right. He'll pair that 240-foot takeoff with.
Down.
Close to 300 feet. We'll see what that number actually
struggled
is.
to get that stop there.
Yep, 351 feet total. Total would be 591.
Oh, in fact, that was
not a
called a
scratch.
scratch. Oh, okay, that was not a scratch. So we were just getting told from race control that that wasn't a scratch. And we've got to go. It looks like a... Oh, no. Thought it was going to be a go-around, but they've decided to pull on the brakes.
All right.
Fat thumb hit the scratch button instead of the down button on the graphic.
All right. Cedric P. bringing it in a little hot.
Yeah, it looks like the winds are being unkind to them. They're not able to bring it in as slowly, so they're carrying more energy in. So Norcali with his first round of 291. I'm sure he's now going to do everything he can to beat that. Power up, tail up. That was a takeoff of, it looks like he beat his previous distance. So he's down to 233 now.
All right.
Cedric with a long takeoff that time. So it looks like Byron Bowman had to retire his aircraft.
Oh.
So we'll just have a head-to-head now between Norcali and Cedric before the final round of the Spec class.
Join the Discord. I can put up the Discord message.
As you can see up there on screen at the moment, you can get trained by Norcali at twitchtv.com/Norcali, and don't forget to join the Discord at nationalstyle.com/chat and select the eSTOL role and come and join us in this wonderful sport.
Nice crabbing action.
Yeah, absolutely. Gave up a little bit over the line and is just desperately trying to get that stopped. And that's a stopping of 320, so he's increased his score there.
All right.
Norcali just chipping away.
And Cedric P will be on approach.
Cedric's currently in the lead with a score of 491. He's going to try.
Ooh.
And I believe that will probably be a race warning for him. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I know how that feels.
Yeah, it happens
Taking out a
sometimes.
taking out a couple of those flags.
Yeah, it's a long landing. Well, long takeoff, long landing combination for Cedric. He's still in first place.
Yeah, still in first place with his first round. So here we go. This is Cedric and Norcali's final chance to cement their place in the lead.
And here we go.
And that looks like it was a takeoff of 227.
Yeah.
So again,
Let's
chipping it down,
go.
getting it. Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, chipping it down. Shortest takeoff for Norcali yet in the Spec class. As we have Cedric P on the takeoff roll. It looked like a long takeoff for Cedric P. We'll see. 376. All right. Cedric P and Norcali battling it out in this heat for the Spec class. We do have one more
So
heat.
if Norcali can get this stopped within about 260 feet, he'll take the lead. Which is
right.
a good chunk shorter than how he's been landing so far, but I know exactly how talented Norcali is as a pilot. Scarily so sometimes. And here he comes. Oh, and I think that was a scratch. Oh, he was really
Heartbreak.
giving it a go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if he hadn't have scratched, that would have been a distance of 2:57 and would have put him in the lead. So unfortunate. He'll be kicking himself in that cockpit. And knowing
Yeah.
Norcali, laughing to himself about it as well. He's always takes everything with great humour.
Oh,
Oh,
that looks like another scratch.
not only was a scratch, I think he touched that wingtip down. So he's going to be off to the APs to get that wingtip looked at for sure.
Oh, and the Husky is not cheap, so. Well, for that heat, I guess we got Norcali. Oh, I'm sorry, Cedric P.
Yeah, he's
In
currently
first place,
in the
Norcali
lead
in
still.
second.
Yeah. That first takeoff of 131 is going to be incredibly tough to beat.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like we're getting geared up for Heat 2 in the Spec class. Everyone's flying the Husky, the Aviat Husky A1 Charlie. And in this heat, we'll have Jesse Dobbins, MP Troll, and James Beatty all in the yellow Huskies. Coming around the corner. Do our nice little pilot's dance. For number 79, Jesse Dobbins. Out of Washington. I believe that is Washington State, Washington, not Washington, D.C.
This is always a really fun moment for the pilots. You'll see quite a few of them showboating, throttling, wiggling their controls and such. It's really nice to have that moment where the eye is on you, and yeah, some of our pilots, including myself, really enjoy it.
Yeah. Can't have too much fun, right? There's no such thing as too much fun.
When it comes to eSTOL, I don't think that monkey is true at all.
All right, number 28, MP Troll. It's a good thing that that drone camera is impervious to damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think MP would have been upset about his prop. But let's see what MP Troll does for us this go round. Next up, number 16, James Beatty. I think it would have been appropriate for you to take the cat food, the wet food, and just smear everyone's race number on the side of their airplane.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a big fan of the modeling that Anov has done. Just, I mean, like, because I can see myself out there in real life. I can see all of those hangars, and I know I'm like, there's just part of me that wants to walk over to one of them and open them up and see the, they have a 84 Sky Raider, the naval version of the Sky Raider, sitting in one of the hangars, and it's just like, oh, it's such a beast of an airplane. Green flag.
I think Anov even modelled the dinosaurs that are situated around here somewhere.
Yes, yeah, at the gate.
Yep, yeah, at the gate.
I think it's called I forgot what it was called. It's like geriatric or Jurassic geriatric or something. Dino Park, like. Yeah, I totally forgot about the dinos. And there they are. Jesse Dobbins on the takeoff roll. It's a short takeoff, I'm going to say, for this class. I mean, everyone's been pretty close to the logo.
Yeah, he was
186.
186. Yeah, that's going to be competitive with Cedric's. 100%.
Yeah. That is an awesome shot. MP Troll showing us what MP Troll does best. One on that takeoff. James Beattie.
I think that one went on a little long as well. So some of these pilots have definitely got the hang of this plane for sure. That's a beautiful shot as the plane flies past, isn't it?
Yeah. 319 on that takeoff for James. Or excuse me. Oh, no. Yeah, that's right. 319. As we have our first series of landings for the second heat, Jesse Dobbins on final, base final. And the winds giving it a go, causing Jesse to crab just a little bit. That's a great shot.
Holding it off, yeah. There we go. And
ooh. Okay.
Get it. That was textbook. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Got it straightened up. Got it dropped just over the line. I'm looking forward to seeing those distances. 276 and only giving up 33 feet. Which, considering the challenging wind conditions that are out there at the moment, that is impressive.
Not so much of a crab from MP Troll.
Oh,
ooh.
He balloons it and gives up a bunch of distance.
Oh.
That's always a heart-wrenching moment. That moment that you're about to scratch, so you have to give it throttle, and you have to gain that airspeed and it ruins the run. Just sailing over that line, watching it go beneath you, it can be heartbreaking.
Yeah. I haven't thought about it from the competitive aspect yet.
Oh!
Oh, no!
And a nose over as well. Oh, that's definitely one to go back to back to the mechanics for sure.
Yeah.
He'll be kicking himself as well. That was his first round.
I don't think there's an aircraft gymnastics competition out there yet. Or floor exercises. I guess aerobatics would technically be gymnastics with airplanes.
I was going to say, is that horizontal aerobatics?
And because of that, of course, that is a disqualification for this heat for the competition for Spec for James. So
yeah.
Now we're just like the last heat, down to 2 pilots, Jesse and MP Troll.
It's time for a good old-fashioned face-off. Yeah, 100%. Jesse currently in the lead with 464.
We got the go, the green flag. Hear the power come up in that Aviat Husky. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that looks like a similar distance to last time as well.
Yeah.
He's going to be very happy with that. It's another of those shots that make you wonder, are we watching National Stole or National eSTOL?
Yeah. Seriously.
And that's the reason, I think, why we get the FAA on us.
Yep. Wonder if we have any big FAA fans of the eSTOL side now that they know that it's not real.
Well, how could they not? With competition flying like we've been seeing today.
Oh, yeah. Some textbook short field operations. I mean, really. Jesse Dobbins. Right base.
His 10-foot, his takeoff was 10 foot longer last time, so if he wants to increase his score this time, he's going to have to stop within 268 feet. I'm excited to find out if he can. Here he comes.
All right, Jesse. Out near the pylons.
Trying to take advantage of any crosswind that he can get hold of. Slewing it in, and also slowing himself down using the entire side of his aircraft like a big air brake.
Ooh, you're modulating that throttle.
Yeah.
Is it getting lower? All right.
He pushed that energy into the ground, but I think he just rolled out a little bit longer than he'd like to.
Yeah, he's giving his best Dan Reynolds impression. Lawn dart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dan Reynolds.
MP Troll's first takeoff was his shortest so far. And I think it's a scratch.
I think so.
Yeah, called as a scratch. So here we go, down to the final round of the final heat of the final class of the day.
We don't have fun here. What is fun? All right, Jesse.
Yeah, protecting that number one, protecting that first place, that score of 464. Yeah. There's a green flag from race control. We are ready to go. Jesse says he ain't hanging around.
Yeah, without delay. Oh, I can't tell you where that was from.
I think he was off before the 200. His 171. That's his quickest takeoff, or shortest takeoff so far.
All right.
Here comes MP Troll. Oh, and I think he also just made the shortest takeoff he's done so far. That looked before the 200 line to me. Long before the 200 line. I'm very interested to see where that one comes in.
Yeah.
It's 251. Okay, it was a little bit longer than I thought. That parallax effect once again.
Oh yeah. Gets the best of us.
It does indeed.
I do love these shots though. I mean, the game helps. It's just
our talented camera people help as well. They've been with us from the beginning, and the shots that they can pull out of the simulator are so good. These tracking shots can be really difficult to do. Look how beautiful that is. You can't tell if it's simulator or not.
Yeah, really.
So here we go. Final landing of the day.
Oh yes. Please show up and show out our drone pilots. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It looks like it's a scratch.
Oh.
Oh. You were staring at the ground for quite a long time there.
What did you say earlier?
That's a scratch.
Looking for pennies?
Looking for pennies, yeah. So, Jesse's first round score of 464 is still holding. Right, it's down to MP Troll to make this final landing of the day.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. He's also now slewing it in sideways. And you can hear that throttle. Adding power, removing power.
Oh, was that a scratch?
Oh, I think that might have been a scratch. Oh, I think that was a touchdown before the line. see what the judge comes up with.
They're all taking it back to the barn.
And that was indeed a scratch for that final score.
All right, double scratches when it counted the most. But that still puts Jesse in first place. Yeah, Jesse in first place with a score of 464. Cedric P with a score of 491 in second place. In third place, NorCali Cali, 553, and in fourth place to round out the Spec class, MP Troll with a score of 569. Well, I can't believe it's over.
Oh, there we go. There we have it. Another competition done.
Yeah,
and
yeah, and
I
ahead
have to say,
of the in real life competitions too.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you see that, don't forget to join the Discord at nationalstole.com/chat and select that eSTOL role. Come join us next time. Next time we are... Where are we next time, Cam?
We should be at Pony Express Stole in St. Joe, Missouri. In fact, that's where the
and that's one of
real life competition. Oh, go ahead.
That is, real life competition next week at Pony Express, right?
Yep. I'll be there. Ryan will be there. We'll have our normal crew of degenerates on the production team.
Absolutely. Well, I'll be there on YouTube.
That, oh yeah. Please come on.
Yeah.
I love reading your comments all the time. Please. And then after that, the week after that, will be us again on eSTOL, doing the eSTOL thing, doing Pony Express, having a good time.
Absolutely. Look forward to it.
Yeah. So if you can join us in real life, come on out to St. Joe, Missouri next weekend at the airport. We'll be out there. The C-130s, the Air National Guard, will be doing some demo takeoff and landings in C-130s, and then the week after that we'll be back here, same bat channel, same time for National eSTOL. So my name is Cam Walton, and I am assisted by the lovely cat Blue Flame, and we'll see you next weekend. Thanks for joining us.